Pleasure.
Tell us, if you were Ange Postecoglou, how would you be going about things right now?
Well, I think I'd speak to Harry and and convince him that, look, we're going forward with the club. We're going to make some signings, which I think Daniel wants to do, and this is the place to stay. And we will get a trophy. We're probably not going to win the Premier League, but certainly it's time that Tottenham won a cup. And it's a difficult. Listen, Harry wants to win trophies. If he stays in England, the only club really you could go to is Man City. If you're going to be guaranteed to win a trophy, everybody else is fighting at the moment still. I think Arsenal will be close next year. Hopefully Liverpool will push on. But unless you go to Man City, you don't need him. Winning a trophy, there's no guarantee. So going to Germany, I really can't see it. He's got a family. I think his wife is having another baby. Mm-hmm. They're settled here. I would think Germany, to go to Germany to try to win the Bundesliga, I can't see it. I think he'll stay at Tottenham. I think he'll finish his career at Tottenham. That's my opinion. That's how I see it going.
From Ange's point of view, Harry, he's obviously his first press conference yesterday. Is this a problem that he doesn't need right now?
Well, I mean, obviously he wants to keep Harry there. He knows that with Harry in the team, he's for me. Listen, I know Haaland scored the goals last year, but Harry what did he get? 29, 30 goals last year in a team that really, wasn't up there winning anything. He's just such a special player, and you need him. And obviously the manager needs him at the club if they're going to push on. If he loses Harry Kane, he's irreplaceable. He's that good. I mean, he's a complete all-round footballer, and he's really got to try to convince him to stay. But as I say, I really don't see him going, Dean. I think he's building a new house and he's settled here. I'd be surprised if he moved even out of London, let alone going to Germany.
Would it be like a combination of this is who we're going to sign, the calibre of player we're going to sign to play along with you, and there's some more money?
Yeah,
a combination of both.
Yeah, I think Maddison's a fantastic signing. I like Mad. I mean, he'll make even more chances for Harry. His assist last year were excellent. He scores, he makes goals. I think he's what Tottenham have been lacking. Somebody with that little bit of special ability round the box to do something clever. And I think he'll be a big asset to the club. And they'll make another 3 or 4 signings, I'm sure. And if they do that, then they can be up there looking for a top 4 place and to win a cup. That is really what they're looking at. I think it's time you looked last year, they had a real opportunity to go on in the cup. They play Sheffield United away. No disrespect, it was a winnable game for Tottenham, and they go and mess around with the team, play half a team, and get knocked out the cup. They've got to take an opportunity to try to win a cup now. That's what they need to do because, the league is very difficult to win at the moment. But there is a trophy there for Tottenham, and they'll only do it, I think, if they hang on to Harry Kane.
I'm sure Spurs fans are sort of done with all this conversation. They want it sorted one way or another. And likewise, I'm sure even Ange Postecoglou probably thinks, I don't want to be asked questions about this all the time. Is there any kind of, do you think, sense of frustration that we don't hear from Harry Kane's camp?
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, they're very, very, Harry don't. He's a very, you never hear anything about Harry, do you? A very private guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's a fantastic, Natalie, he's an amazing professional. He trains, he looks after himself, he's a family man. He's on his spare time, if he's away from the family, he'll go and have a game of golf. You never see anything negative or bad about Harry, do you? He's just, he gets on with it, and I think he lets his football do the talking, and that's probably the situation. They're just going along. It's what are the options really? Does he stays a year and becomes a free agent next year and then looks at his options again? Or does he go now? That's or sign a new contract, a long-term contract with Tottenham for big money. I think he's just signed a boot deal with one of the companies to be their new front man for their football boots there. And his life is good, Natalie. He's earning all the money that he could ever wish to earn in his life. He's scoring goals. He's captain of England. Does he need to go to Germany? Family? I don't think so.
Harry, I was just thinking there what the Spurs need for the start of the season, apart from signing Harry Kane, what else they need. But I was thinking, imagine Declan Rice in that team. But what sort of impact do you think he's going to have at Arsenal?
Yeah, I think he'll be a great signing for them. I think they've made I think him and Havertz. We haven't seen the best of him. He's got to be better than what he's shown at Chelsea. So I think they're two big signings for Arsenal. But Declan Rice, great character, Dean, bubbly, big personality, good in the dressing room. It'd be a bit like yourself. He's one of those lads. I think he's always you'd want to be around him. He's fun. But he's also a fantastic player, and I think he'll be a big signing, great signing for Arsenal.
Yeah, they're making lots of moves, Arsenal, aren't they, at the moment? And just quickly going back onto Tottenham then, and Daniel Levy's role in all of this. You've worked with him. You know what he's like as a businessman. Yeah. Do you think he'd really want Harry Kane to leave on a free?
No, he wouldn't. No way. They want Harry to go on a free transfer. But I would think they'd probably maybe think, well, 1 year... If we don't, I think he'll sit down. I would think there's contract talks going on in the background there. And I do honestly think he'll commit himself in the long term. I'd be surprised if he ever left Natalie. I really would.
Yeah, you've said this, yeah.
Yeah, I've always felt that with him, that knowing him and what sort of lad he is, I don't see him, unless, as I said earlier, where you're going to win a trophy in England, guaranteed, unless you were at Man City. I mean, he's not going to go to Arsenal. He's not going to go to Chelsea. They can't, they're not going to sell him there. But at the end of next year, he's a free. Would he go to Man United or somewhere on a free, maybe, or somewhere? But I think he'll end up committing his future to Tottenham and staying there.
Well, Daniel Levy.
It'll be interesting.
It will, because Levy will have to get the checkbook out, I'm sure, to entice him to stay on at Tottenham, certainly. And the reason I said that question though about do you think he'd want to leave? Do you think he'd want Harry Kane to leave on a free? I was having a chat on social media actually with a couple of Tottenham fans yesterday, and they were saying it's a risk to let him go, obviously on a free next summer, but it might be because they might say, well, if he can get us into the Champions League, that earns us money for the foreseeable.
I don't think Tottenham are short of money, Natalie. They're owned by Joe Lewis.
Yes.
And I don't think people realise just what a wealthy owner they have. He is an incredibly, incredibly rich man. And I don't think they're short, and they're not. And Daniel was obviously a part owner with him. I don't think they're short of. They spend every year. I think they've been in the top 5 spenders in the country for the last 5 or 6 years. They spend a fair amount every year, and I think they'll spend again to try to give the new manager a chance to go on and get in that top 4 and to win the trophy. So, I think they make some good shots. I think Maddison was a great signing, and I'm sure there'll be more to follow.
Harry, what about Jack Grealish? I mean, how do you deal with him? What do you say to him? When does pre-season starts? I think any day now.
Yeah.
How do you get him back on track?
I don't know. Listen, when they start training, he loves his football. Then he loves to play. I think he enjoys his life. That's for sure. But I'm sure he'll come out ready to go when the season starts again and give us some great moments and some magic. I love him. I think he's a fantastic footballer, Dean,
Yeah.
And if he was in the dressing room, you'd have been his mate, wouldn't you?
And you say as well, don't you, time and a place. There's a time and a place to enjoy yourself, and he has chosen the right time. So off season. Yeah. I mean, that's what you say to the players, isn't it? You say, listen, when they start having... If you have any problems during the season, or they want to go out at Christmas and get stupidly drunk, or go to, you say, listen, we've got, end of season, you've got a couple of months, go and enjoy yourself then, do what you want to do in the off season, but when we're here working, and when they're working, he works and he performs. So this is. Where do they all go now, Harry? They all go Ibiza, don't they? I mean, have you been there, spraying magnums of champagne all over everyone?
Definitely. They don't know. When I see how much they pay for champagne, I thought, oh my God. And the trouble is, they wouldn't know the difference. I saw it somewhere, they was buying champagne, £25,000 a bottle. I thought they wouldn't know the difference. They all, most of them like us have come off council estates. They wouldn't know the difference between a £25,000 bottle or a £30 bottle, would they?
They're being overcharged. That's what they're being. They're being overcharged. Brilliant, Harry. Cheers.
Thanks, Harry.
Good talking to you, Harry Redknapp there. I like how he said you'd be mates with Jack Grealish. What's that say about you? Eh?
Well, he's. I always judge someone in life. Would you like to go on holidays with them? Imagine, because you got to sit on a sunbed and talk.
So would you like to
go on holidays?
Jack Grealish?
It would, wouldn't it?
So there you go. So Harry was right.
I wouldn't want to go with Ollie. Look at him behind the screen.
Producer.
Yeah.
He's
one day you never know what you're going to get.
Oh, that's
like
true.
a box of chocolates.
No, he was tired yesterday, but he's lively today. He's on it today, which is
no. I'm joking, Ollie. Joking.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.